Today's video will be to show you how I made these Anthropologie earrings from home. What you will need are some gold-plated earrings. Now I found these hoop earrings from home from a long time ago, but you can get really good deal hoop earrings from Forever 21 or H&M. Then you will need some gold jump rings in 2 different sizes, 4 of the smaller ones and 4 of the larger ones. You will also need some bright pink yarn, some maroon color yarn, light pink embroidery threads for the tassels, scissors, preferably very sharp ones, and 2 pliers for opening and closing your jump rings. Now there are a few ways to make pom-poms, and you can use a fork, you can use some kind of pom-pom tool. So for simplicity's sake, I just like to use my fingers because it's efficient and I don't need any other utensils or tools. To start, take your bright pink yarn and start wrapping it around your index and middle fingers approximately 30 times. Because the pom-pom you will need won't be very big, if you wrap it around 3 fingers, you'll end up with a very large pom-pom. Do the same thing with your maroon colored yarn, wrapping around your fingers for another 30 times or so. After you have cut the yarn, gently slide the bundle of yarn from your fingers, but being very careful not to allow the yarn to unravel. Cut a short piece of yarn to wrap it around the middle of this bundle. And you would want to wrap it around really tightly too, so that your pom-pom does not come loose later. Now it is time to snip the ends of these loops. And this is where sharp scissors will come in handy because I have a really dull pair of scissors and I was really having a hard time cutting the yarn. Be sure to save one small loop intact, so don't cut one of the loops. I dug the middle for a really short one because if you take one of the outer loops, then after you trim your pom-pom, your loop will stick out. It will be ugly and you don't want that to happen. Find another short loop on the exact other end of where you left the first loop because you will need one loop for the top and one loop for the bottom to attach your jump rings to later. Remember to make sure that your 2 loops align in a straight line as well. Once all the loops on your pom-pom except for 2 are cut open, begin to fluff out your pom-pom. When I first started making pom-poms, I was wondering why my pom-pom looks so sparse and why does it look like a mop? I keep seeing other people with really pretty and fluffy and full pom-poms and I could not figure out why. And I realized that you have to fluff out your pom-pom a lot. So each strand of yarn, you have to unravel the strand so that it will fill up the space. Once you've fluffed out your pom-pom somewhat, you can begin to trim it down by snipping the ends of the yarn to your desired shape and size. It is also very important to note that be careful not to snip the 2 loops on your pom-pom because if you cut them open, then you won't have anything to attach your jump ring to. Once you've trimmed your pom-pom to your liking, and which by the way took me a hell of a long time, if any of you have any suggestions on how to trim pom-poms in a more efficient way, do comment down below and let me know because I was just snipping and it took me like a long time. Anyhow, you can now start adding your jump rings to the loops. So find one of the 2 loops on your pom-pom, then take your smaller jump ring, open it up, and then attach to it. Attach the other smaller jump ring left to the other loop on your pom-pom. time to make your tassel. Take your pink embroidery thread and wrap it around your index, middle, and ring fingers to make loops like we did for the pom-pom. But this time we're using 3 fingers instead of 2 because the tassels are longer. Don't forget to leave a piece to tie your tassel with after. So I'm just continuing to wrap the embroidery threads around my finger, and depending on how thick you want your tassel, you kind of have to play around with how many times you wrap the strands. So I think for my tassels, I wrapped it around my fingers 50 times, I would say. Take the piece of cut thread and wrap it around the middle, doing a double knot. Comb out the strands a little bit and tidy up your tassel here before you tie the final knot around. So what I like to do is to find a smaller crochet hook and just use the back of the crochet hook, and this makes tying the tassel a little easier, if that makes any sense. Basically what you see me doing right here. Once you've wrapped the strand around a few times, you can just tie a knot with one of the existing strands in the tassel just to secure it. And as you can see, after tying the double knot, that right piece of strand kind of goes off to the side rather than hanging nicely downwards. So what I like to do is use a really tiny crochet hook, stick it in and just kind of pull that strand inside so that it goes in the same direction as everyone else. Taking the tassel I made earlier and just seeing how long I need to make my second tassel. So just measuring out the length, making sure they're the same size, combing the strands nicely and snipping the ends off. Once the tassel looks good and is to how you like it, then take the large jump ring, open it up, and attach it to the top of the tassel. Before you close the jump ring, just grab your pom-pom and attach that larger jump ring to the smaller jump ring that is already on your pom-pom. Now you can close that larger jump ring up. Take your other large jump ring, open it up, and then attach it to the other side of the pom-pom that does not have the tassel on it. Before closing up your larger jump ring, grab your hoop earring and attach that large jump ring onto your hoop. And your earring is done. Repeat the same steps for your other earring to make a pair. And you know what? Actually, I think this pom-pom and tassel combination will look really good as a keychain. I think I might just make one for myself later. Because I noticed I made these pom-poms a little too big for earrings, unless you like really loud statement earrings, which might actually look pretty cute with like an off-shoulder top or a skimpy summer outfit. And you know what? Anthropologie is selling their earrings for $128, which is a little pricey for earrings. So you can make these on your own, very simple, and it'll cost a fraction of the price. So thanks guys for watching, hope you enjoyed this, and see you guys next time. Bye!